The DSLR camera seems like a very simple device, a device that saves moments from our lives, but what if I tell you that not everyone knows how to use their camera to their full potential? In today's video, I'll show you one extremely interesting feature almost no one knows about, so watch the video till the end to not miss anything. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and let's begin. If you are new to photography, you most likely have a Canon camera. This manufacturer has a fairly wide range of relatively budget cameras, the functionality of which is somewhat limited. I bet your camera can shoot 4K videos, you don't have focus peaking, and a bunch of other very convenient functions. But what if I tell you that you can easily expand the functionality of your camera without hacking or anything? A simple 2-minute operation. Thanks to a large community and enthusiasts, we can install the fan-made add-on that unlocks what's hidden. This add-on is called Magic Lantern. It opens a huge list of functions you didn't know your camera was capable of. It is a totally free, open-source software that won't break your camera. And before we talk about functions, let's install it. Go to the developer's website, click download, select the model of your camera, and follow the step-by-step instructions. In the case of my camera, the software version should not be newer than 1.04. Download the extension file, insert the USB flash drive with this file into the camera, and go to the firmware update item in the settings menu. At this stage, it's important to understand that you are not updating the firmware. If at any point you delete the files of an add-on from the camera, it will simply load with regular functionality. After you did everything, restart the camera and nothing happens. No additional functions, nothing. But as soon as we click on the delete button, a huge list of categories and menus immediately appear. This menu definitely requires getting used to. To open an item, you need to press Q, and to see additional data on the preview, you need to press info several times. New functionality can open new possibilities, but no add-on can make your photos better. You need a good editing program. Let's take PhotoWorks for example. This is an extremely intuitive software after mastering which you can easily make your photos 10 times better. Let's say you've missed the exposure during shooting. If the photo was taken in RAW, this is not a problem and you can easily lower or increase the brightness and contrast settings. These are basic corrections and any photo editor can do it, but in addition to the basic edits, PhotoWorks has retouching functions that use artificial intelligence and can remove and replace the background. Replace the sky in a few clicks and try numerous effects and filters. All in all, I highly recommend checking it out. Fortunately, using our link in the description, you can download this app and use it for free for 5 days. Later, using the same link, you can purchase the full app at 60% discount, which is very, very nice. It's a one-time purchase and it's yours forever. No inconvenient subscriptions. Follow the link in the description and install PhotoWorks, and we will move on to the Magic Lantern's functionality. Let's start with the basic parameters. White balance. Setting the white balance manually. The light temperature is set in Kelvin with 100 unit increments. By default, setting white balance in Kelvin is not available on all cameras. ISO or light sensitivity setting with Magic Lantern has smaller intervals, as low as 1/3 of a stop. Shutter, again, setting the shutter speed with smaller increments than are default for the camera, if the camera supports it. Zebras and histograms are not displayed in this mode, and then it gets more interesting. Dual ISO. It substantially increases the dynamic range, but does require more processing. In this mode, the camera sensor alternates base and extended ISO values while shooting. If these functions don't cut it for you, then the overlay menu is what you need. Global Draw enables or disables the display of various overlays. For example, zebras shows underexposed or overexposed areas in live view mode. Focus Peak allows you to see the depth of field. It is useful to see the depth of field on the camera screen when using manual lenses. The software also has a bunch of presets and styles. Crop marks allow you to frame photos better. By default, 5 crop marks are available. It is useful to use crop marks to make it easier to work with the composition when shooting stills and videos. You can load your own crop marks without limiting yourself to only the rule of thirds. There's also a ghost image mode, overlaying a translucent image on top of a live view image. It is useful, for example, for panoramic photography. There's also a custom histogram and displays both the brightness as a whole, luma color space, and the brightness of individual color, RGB. Helpful in difficult lighting conditions. You can choose logarithmic or linear calculation for it. Logarithmic mode is used in cases where the image is dominated by one color. It is also possible to enable clip warning, overabundance of information on any channel. If we list all the functions now, the video will last much longer than usual. Therefore, we will skip the video and audio section because they're only remotely related to the topic of our channel. Instead, let's move on to the most interesting features, namely the focus section. There is also a software imitation of follow focus. By using the buttons on the camera and the autofocus capable lens, you can finally adjust the focus. You can set the increment and delay for the focus command. Of course, this method is better suited for shooting videos, but the feature is really handy. Rack focus, automatic control of the transition between the start and end points of follow focus. Focus settings, the name speaks for itself: increment, delay before next increment, delay before activating. And the best part is, that's still not everything. There's also a module section where you can enable more modules. I know Magic Lantern is not for everyone. Personally, I would recommend installing this add-on only when you have mastered the default capabilities and settings of your camera, when you understand that you've reached the peak of what the camera is capable of by default. And have you used any similar secret features? How was your experience? Tell me in the comments below, and see you in the next one.